Bill Gates is one of the greatest salesmen on earth. Next. Warren Buffett. Think he's a great salesperson, yes or no? Yes, right? And he says two things. Number one, the single most valuable skill in his life is the ability to persuade. In fact, he was such an awful persuader, and he admits this, that in 1960 or 61, he took a Dale Carnegie course, which back then was the gold standard. Now it's like, you say someone's name 8 times, it doesn't really work anymore, but back in 1960 it did, right? Warren Buffett took a Dale Carnegie course, and it changed his life. If you go into Warren Buffett's office, the only diploma he has on his wall is from a Dale Carnegie course. That's it. He doesn't, and the school's nothing up there. It was a single defining moment, the ability to persuade other people. When Warren Buffett buys a company, he's the master persuader. How about this person? Persuader or not? Sales, yes or no? Okay. The greatest marketer of all time. The whole entire world. You know what a herd is? Like a herd to the back of the room, right? She has the whole world as her herd. Oprah Winfrey says something and people just do it. She has these loads of women all over the world. You ever see this woman who, for 1 year did everything Oprah said? Okay? I mean, this is influence or not? She's the greatest salesman on earth, Oprah. Is she other things too? Yes, she's a humanitarian. She's altruistic. She's brilliant. She works hard. She's a visionary, but she's a persuader. But there's more to it than that. There are other skills required too to really become successful. And one of them, and a big one, is not being scared to fail. Not having fear of failure, and not having fear of looking stupid. We have this awful fear as human beings. We don't want to look like fools. Sometimes you got to look foolish in the name of progress. I'll give you another metaphor about my son, I love, we're really close. I have a daughter too, I'll show you a picture later. She's a great girl. She's 16 years old. She's got a boyfriend. It's a whole 9 yards, okay? My son's 14. He's fabulous. And we're having this conversation about when he plays in sports or when he does something about, do you go full out or do you not? And I see sometimes in him that when he's out on the field or doing something, he doesn't play full out and he'll have an excuse. Like my leg hurts or my arm hurts or something happened, the coach was unfair, whatever, the referee was unfair. And what happens with people is we tend to go out into the world and we look for those sort of excuses about why things aren't the way we want them. And when you do that, you lose all your power in life. When you start focusing on the external, on the excuses, you lose your power. Here's the way people really think. I will tell you, I can go out onto stage and bomb. You go out there and you just bomb, right? And people will respect you for going out there and trying your hardest. It's not how you actually perform that earns you the respect of your peers. It's the fact that you went out and actually did it. That's the difference. So if you're out there right now and you're a new salesperson or you're struggling as a salesperson, there's no embarrassment in the struggle. There's just not. The embarrassment is in quitting. The embarrassment is in not trying your hardest. And I was trying to explain the distinction to my son because I know inside he feels like, everyone's a crowd. He's a great player. So he thinks that maybe he didn't live up to our expectations, and in some way that makes him not feel good inside. And I'm explaining, Carter, this is the hardest thing to learn in life, but you have to remember that all people care about is how much heart you have when you go about doing something. So as a salesperson, salesman, saleswoman, it's about your heart. Are you going at it with everything, from here up internally, or are you just going through the motions and blaming your boss, blaming the lead source? You can always blame the lead source, right? You can blame the economy. There's a million reasons why you're not selling as much as you could. Things aren't going the way you want them. They're all excuses. And I call it, it's your story. And we have that story. It's like a circuit breaker for fear. We come up with a story of why things aren't the way we want them, and we hold on to that story, and it stops us from moving forward.